child's logins through PowerSchool, please contact our main office in Leah O'Neill, and I'll put her email in right now.
And again, if you didn't see the message, this webinar is being recorded. So if you, for some reason, have any connectivity issues or know of a friend or family member who is unable to attend this evening, the slides have already been emailed out. They will also be available on the on d64.org, as well as this video presentation. If you have any questions that come up during the presentation, please use the Q&A option on your screen. All right, so we're going to start with a video. We'll pause intermittently throughout to answer questions, and then at the end, feel free to ask anything else.
Hello, District 64 families and students. This is the one-to-one student and parent Chromebook orientation presentation for grades 4 and 5. My name is Kevin Michael. I am the instructional technology coach at Carpenter School, and I will be guiding you through tonight's presentation. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that for students to be able to succeed in their learning and using technology for their learning, it requires the students to be responsible, but it also requires support from both parents and district personnel. Expectations for students include using their device in a responsible and ethical manner, following the guidelines of the D64 One-to-One Digital Learning Program Handbook, and you will see that this can be found at d64.org on the technology page. I'll click to give you a quick preview. It is a lengthy document, but I do recommend going there and going through it with the students in your household who will be using district technology, because there is a lot of important information there for parents and students. Expectations also include obeying any school rules, whether students are in the building or working from home, taking care of the device, and when we are back to in-person instruction, bringing the device to school every day. Family expectations for using devices. Make sure that you have a conversation with your children about values and standards that you expect them to follow when using the device. Be sure to monitor your students' internet activity and instruct them on proper digital citizenship. And help your student maintain the Chromebook as a one-to-one learning tool in the pursuit of academic success. That includes things as taking care of the device, making sure it's charged and ready to use every morning, and making sure it's used for its intended purposes. Some recommendations for families is to have a family planning meeting about the Chromebook. Discuss things like where it will be kept when it's being charged or not in use, where students will be using it in the house, and make sure you discuss with your child's teacher or teachers what they might be using the Chromebook for if you have specific questions. Expectations on the district level. We will provide a device for students to use. We will provide internet access while students are in the school building. We provide internet filtering that is both on our in-school Wi-Fi network, but also on the devices themselves. And we will provide an effective learning environment for seamless integration of one-to-one learning. That will partly involve use of the Schoology learning management system, which you will learn more about later in this presentation. Securely is a service we use for filtering content on the student Chromebooks. So I want to make sure everybody is aware that there are certain sites and categories of content that students will not have access to. While these are not foolproof measures, they are an excellent filtering method for keeping students on educational and appropriate websites. Tips for students on taking care of their Chromebook. It is a delicate piece of technology, so be sure to handle it gently. You should keep it clean. You want to make sure that you are not eating or drinking near the device or while you're using the device. You will be provided or already have been provided with a case to carry the Chromebook. It should be in the case unless you are using it in tablet mode. If there is a name tag on your case, that should be left alone and not tampered with or removed. And students may not attach any stickers, Post-it notes, or decorations of any kind to the Chromebook. Also, since Chromebooks are touchscreen devices, they can get a lot of fingerprints or smudges on the screen, And on the keyboard and touchpad, we recommend using a microfiber cloth to keep that clean without scratching the screen or any other part of the device. In the event that you need to print materials at home for remote learning, you should be able to connect your home printer to the Chromebook if the printer has a USB cable. Otherwise, there are some printers that are compatible with cloud printing, and you can find out more at this bit.ly address, bit.ly/D64 printers. That's where you can learn whether your home printer is compatible with cloud printing on the Chromebook.
And a comment about that, a couple things. So again, if your home printer does have a USB cable, you could plug that right into the Chromebook for printing, and check out that link if you want to see if your printer's compatible to do wireless printing. However, if there's a device that you print effectively and efficiently from your home, that you can print from in your home, a desktop or a laptop that you always use for printing, you can always log into that and log into your student's Google account from any device and then print. I also want to reiterate how we're trying to really cut back on printing or having you print at home. So we're going to be hosting a supply pickup, and on that day, your child's teacher may be providing you with printed worksheets or materials that you would need to use. Mrs. Brito, and can you reiterate when that is?
Yeah, so this coming Monday, August 31st, we'll be doing a supply pickup for all families between the hours of 8 and 5. More details will come out tomorrow, but as Rachel pointed out, we're really trying to minimize the printing capacity that we're placing on parents and families, and I think it will help a lot having our workbooks and textbooks and novels that we can provide to our kids next week.
Yep. So the majority of materials that your child will need will be either digital or will be printed out and something that can be picked up at supply pickup.
When we are in school, if students forget to bring their device to school or bring it but forget to charge it, they will have the option to check out a loaner for the day. If students need a loaner device because of damage or problems with the device during remote instruction, parents should contact the technology department at their child's school, and there is a form where you can do that in the PowerSchool parent portal. These are some basic troubleshooting tips to have students try if the device is not functioning as expected during remote instruction. The first step, as with most technology, is to try restarting the device. If the device has not been restarted for several days or even several weeks, performance will decline. So doing a fresh restart at the beginning of every school day or at the end of every day is a good idea. Also, make sure you're connected to your home Wi-Fi if you're having problems accessing a website. Otherwise, make sure you contact your child's teacher as soon as possible if there are issues. Teachers can try to help you troubleshoot through any issues. And you can also, again, use the parent portal on PowerSchool to contact the technology team and complete a support ticket. And building technologists will contact you as soon as possible. In the event that devices are damaged, there are charges for repairs based on the severity of the damage. More information about this can be found by contacting your school's technology team. Now we're going to talk for a moment.
Paul, did you want to talk about the device charges? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to type that out. I'll send it too. So could you go back to that slide possibly? If not, it's fine.
Yes.
So
There you go.
So on this chart, the cost for each level are actually incorrect besides for level 3. So the correct prices are for level 1, it's $10. For level 2, it's $30. And then for level 3, it's still $70. So just wanted to put that out there.
Also, all of the Chromebooks are touchscreen, and they all include a built-in stylus. That stylus replacement fee, I believe, is $30, which is can be a little hefty for cost of a stylus. So if you want, feel free to grab that stylus and put it somewhere for safekeeping, and you can just buy a cheaper one on Amazon or from Walgreens, something like that. You know, you can find them for $5 easily, but just totally optional.
I don't think they have touchscreen for those devices.
Okay,
Do they?
I thought so. We'll look into that.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that also.
Thanks.
Based on the severity of the damage, more information about this can be found by contacting your school's technology team. Now we're going to talk for a moment about how students can sign on to the Chromebook. If you just picked up your child's device in the past week or so, you should have received a handout similar to the one you see on the screen on the left-hand side right now. That should have also included your child's Google username and their password.
It did not, but if you need to get your child's username or password, you can find that at the PowerSchool parent portal.
If you need to look up your child's username or password, you can do that at the PowerSchool parent portal. You can sign at ps.d64.org/public. And your children, once they have signed into their Chromebooks using Google, will have access to the Schoology learning management system. 4th and 5th grade students will use this to access their classes, daily schedules, assignments, and messages from their teachers. We're now going to watch a short video showing the steps for students to access and sign into Schoology.
Students, I'm here to show you how to get onto your Schoology account. So the easiest way to do this is you're going to look at your bookmarks toolbar, and you should have a folder called My School Apps, and one of the drop downs should say something with Schoology. It might look a little different than mine, but it should say something about Schoology. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the sign-in page. Make sure you choose your student account, which will open if you are on a Chromebook. And when you are in, you will land on your course dashboard homepage, and you will see all your different courses from all your different teachers. If for some reason you have deleted your My School apps, you're going to navigate to learn.d64.org, and it's going to take you to the exact same login page. Thanks so much.
Once your child has signed into Schoology, they will see a panel of the courses that they are enrolled in. And when they click on a course, they will be taken to the course materials page. Materials is the main section of any course in Schoology, and that is where teachers will share digital assignments, links to important websites, multimedia content such as videos, and anything else that the students need access to for their remote learning. Please be aware that if you are trying to access Schoology before the official start of the grading term, your child may not see his or her courses just yet.
Yeah, so again, when they log in, they should be able to successfully log in with their Google account, but again, they will not be able to see their courses yet. Those will be visible on Thursday.
Another important section of Schoology is the Updates menu. Updates can be found on the left-hand side of the screen, just below Materials. This is where teachers will be sharing their schedule for the day with students, and it is also a place where teachers can share important reminders or additional information with either students or families.
Each day, teachers will be expected to have their daily schedule posted in their Schoology class. So as you can see at the top of this one, where it says Feedback Summer 2020 PD, this is one example of how a schedule might look, but this will give the overview for the day when every subject area will occur. The school day will run as normal hours pre-COVID, so 8:50, and then dismissals at 3:30, so the end of the day is at 3:30, and on Wednesdays it's at 2:40. Teachers will be following the building schedule. So if they were to have Spanish from 9 to 9:25 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's when they'll have Spanish now, even in a remote learning setting. So they will still follow the building schedule. They'll have all of the same subject areas they would if we were in person.
The Messages tool in Schoology can be found in the top navigation on the student screen. and students will receive number notifications showing them when they have new messages waiting in their inbox. The messages tool in Schoology works very much like an email system. Students in grades K through 5 in District 64 have Google accounts, but they do not have access to Gmail. But this is a method that teachers and students can use to communicate with one another. Teachers can send messages to individual students, groups of students, everyone in a specific class, groups of parents, and teachers can send messages, students can send messages to their teachers as well. Student-to-student messaging will not be turned on in Schoology. This is just a quick demonstration of how students can navigate around Schoology. You'll see there are thumbnails of the different courses that a student is enrolled in, and when they click on one of those thumbnails, it takes them to the materials feed for that course. They can then click to expand or open folders, which contain additional content such as assignments, links to websites, videos, and other materials. And then they can click back on courses in the top navigation to leave one teacher's course or subject and navigate to another.
So all courses will be rostered through a sync that occurs with our PowerSchool. So once your child's registered and put into a course, there will be a sync that occurs so that all of these classes will automatically populate within Schoology. And again, they toggle by using that courses button from course to course.
Teachers using Schoology will be using an embedded Zoom video conferencing tool to have synchronous class meetings and share information with students in live video sessions. This is a secure tool used within Schoology. Students will be signed in automatically to the Zoom when they click on the link shared by the teacher, and they will be moving in and out of Zoom throughout the day between synchronous and asynchronous learning activities.
And your child's teacher may end up using Google Meet. That's an option as well. So maybe Zoom, maybe Google Meet, but those links will all be accessible right within each Schoology page per teacher.
Schoology also has a calendar that students and parents can access to view upcoming assignment due dates, tests, or any other important events that teachers have added to the calendar. Parents will be able to sign up for their own Schoology account for parent access at Schoology.com. To do that, you will go to Schoology.com. You will enter the access code for your family, which will be found by logging into the PowerSchool parent portal. And it will activate your account and give you access to course information for your students. There are specific directions available in this presentation, which will be made available on the district website.
And Mrs. Brito already shared those slides out, so you can click there for more information on the Schoology parent access. I know some codes are not fully working yet. We're still working on rostering and getting everything up and running. And because the courses haven't begun, that might be a reason why our codes aren't working for parent access, but we're working on it. So if it doesn't work right away, we'll hopefully have that remedied by the end of the week. So this would allow you to see fully into your child's Schoology course.
For the most part, the parent view of Schoology will look identical to their child's student view of Schoology. You will be able to see any messages, updates, or materials that the teacher has shared with your child's class. You will also be able to see assignments that have been assigned to your child and what assignments have been turned in and what assignments are still due. The messaging tool that allows students and teachers to communicate with one another can also be used for teachers and parents to communicate with one another. However, parents should be aware that teachers will still also have district Gmail accounts, and you should reach out to your child's teacher to find out whether Gmail or Schoology messaging is their preferred method of online communication. Now we're going to learn a little bit more about Securely, the filtering tool that is installed on our network and on the Chromebook devices. Again, Securely is meant to protect children's privacy and also protect them from inappropriate content while using the internet. And our goal is to make sure that we provide students with access to information, but without giving them access to inappropriate websites. So there are specific categories that have been preset as blocked categories, and it also records repeated attempts by a user to access inappropriate sites, categories, or content, so that if necessary, teachers or building administration can get in touch with parents or with students to communicate about proper use of the device and of the internet. All usage is tracked through this filter, so any YouTube videos or Google searches that are done on the device or through the child's Google account will be recorded and tracked. And the Securely web filtering is, again, on Chromebook devices and on our in-district Wi-Fi network. This video will tell you a little bit more about how Securely works.
Hello. Welcome to the Parent Portal by Securely. This is Mark, and I'm here to give you a quick walkthrough on how parents can keep track of their child's online activity on the Securely Parent Portal. You will get an email from Securely in your inbox. The email gives you a snapshot of the sites that your child has visited, items searched online, and videos watched. To get an in-depth view of online activity, the parent must click Go to My Portal. This will take the parent to Securely's Parent Portal registration page. Just a couple of boxes to check, and you're signed up for free. Now that you're in, you can see a complete picture of what the kid has been up to. The entire list of sites visited, videos watched, stuff searched. If there is something to be concerned about, we will show it in the Flagged Activity tab. Next up, there is the Account tab, where you are able to change your password. The Connections tab here will show you if there is any other parent associated with your child. You can accept or reject that connection. Once the connections are established, this tab will be empty. There will be no more connections to show. So, this was one way of accessing the Parent Portal. There are other ways to do it too. When you sign up, you receive a welcome email from Securely. The email will have your username and password. You can use these credentials to log into the Parent Portal from the Securely website. A simpler option is to just click Let's Go and sign in directly. You would arrive at your Parent Portal dashboard and see the child's data. Easy as that. Raising responsible digital citizens, just as important as raising socially responsible kids. Securely's Parent Portal allows the school and parents to share that responsibility by keeping them informed and engaged. Thank you for signing up for the Parent Portal by Securely. Have a nice day.
So as you saw in the video, when you sign into the Securely Parent Portal, you'll be able to access and view your child's online activity and see what they've been accessing on their school-owned device and account. You can opt for weekly email reports of your child's internet activity, see any searches or YouTube videos that have been flagged for inappropriate content, or any blocked websites that your child has tried to access. And if you have more than one child in the district, you can see all students from a single dashboard. If you have questions about Securely, please contact Mary Jane Warden, our Director of Innovation and Instructional Technology. Her email address, mjwarden@d64.org. We have also provided additional resources and info at the end of these slides. While I will not be clicking on each of these links individually, this entire presentation will be available on the District 64 website in the near future, where parents can find out more information by clicking on links about connecting devices to your home Wi-Fi network, information about D64 technology usage and expectations, a link to the handbook we discussed earlier, and useful digital citizenship links, Common Sense Media, and Need Help Now. I want to thank everybody for watching the presentation and let you know that if you do have any questions, you should, again, please reach out to your building technology team. Each school has an instructional technology coach and a technologist that you can email to ask questions and find out additional information. And of course, also, if you have questions about how your child will be using devices or websites for instructional purposes, contact your child's teachers and building administration. Thank you again, and have a wonderful evening.
All right. So that was our video portion of the evening. And now we're going to take some questions. So Paul, anything you'd like? Paul's been answering some questions as the presentation has been going.
This session didn't have that much questions, I'm assuming. There were previous parents from other sessions, but a lot of them were asked about power, about the parent portal, few emails, and also why Google Classroom still on the Chromebook, which I believe that reason is in case there is a Zoom outage, we should have a backup plan. So that's why Google Classroom /Meets is still on.
I'm trying to look also. Yes, so a question about CFC. CFC will use Schoology in addition to all of the specials in 3rd through 5th grade. And then all courses that they're in, from CFC to Spanish and PE, will all be found under the Courses tab. There is, a question about the daily schedule. So the schedule will be posted daily, but however, teachers will be following the same schedule from week to week. But that daily schedule will have the exact times. Let's say it's 8:50. The school day is going to start at 8:50. That's going to be like a welcome meeting, a morning meeting, if you will. And then it would have the exact schedule throughout the day, including all of the specials times, when lunch is the same as it was, again, before COVID. And again, they would be following the same one week to week, but it will be posted at the top of Schoology every day.
Then more specifically, within each of those courses, you can expect some live instruction at the beginning of each class and at the end of each class, with the asynchronous and independent work activities in the middle of the block.
Yep, so there's an expectation that 50% of the learning will be synchronous and the other 50% would be asynchronous, which could include videos that were pre-recorded by the teacher. It could also be time to work on an activity after receiving a mini lesson, things like
that. Just to answer this question, in case other parents have the same one, 3rd graders, 4th graders and 5th graders will be keeping their device that they had from previous years, unless you are new to the district. Otherwise, you would have got an email from us and you would already picked up a device. So,
and I believe the 5th grade devices are touchscreen. I believe they're Lenovo touchscreens. So I don't know if we can confirm that. Paul, do you know? I know there was questions about adding people so that they could have access to Schoology. That would have to be done. They'd be able to go into Schoology.com and create their own Schoology account and be able to connect with that parent access code and be able to see everything.
And yes, you're correct. If your student has Lenovo 500E, it is touchscreen.
And also, just to talk a little bit more about Google Classroom, it's a little different than Google Meet. Google Classroom is a learning management system. However, we will be mainly using Schoology. And the reason is because there is that parent access. So you'll be able to log into Schoology and see everything that's being assigned to your child, whereas Google Classroom did not allow that ability. All right. Anything else? Let's see. So yes, the devices stay with the child from 3rd to 4th, 4th to 5th. All right, so I will include our emails within the chat. So if you wanted to reach out to us directly with any questions, you can do that. Also, again, Mr. Andre will be available outside of Washington to troubleshoot any device issues tomorrow from 9 to 4. And again, I'm putting our email addresses in here if you want to send us an email and reach out to us with any questions.
Rachel, I just did want to address, there were a couple of questions about live instruction and entering and re-entering synchronized learning. Much of that information will depend on the classroom teacher and how they decide to set up their meets, whether they're using a Google Hangout or a Zoom platform. So when you get that building schedule from your child's classroom teacher, they will be the point of contact regarding those reminders.
Right, just looking one more time. Yeah, so I know that's a big question about how kids are going to get back in, and yes, that will be following the schedule, and yes, talking with the classroom teacher and how she or he will set that up. Do old devices need updating? Mr. Andre, can you answer that?
No, they do not. All the software is either already on or they have been pushed out. However, if you haven't restarted your Chromebook since last school year, please do that before the first day of class, because there is a chance that some software will get pushed after it gets restarted. So.
If you have multiple children that are at Washington or Lincoln, you can put in all of those parent access codes and you'd be able to see all of your students' Schoology content in one with just your one login. So you'd want to put in each of those access codes. If the access codes aren't working, again, we're still kind of updating a bunch of things. So if they don't work, give it a couple days and try again Thursday or Friday once classes are officially started. Someone's having an issue getting into Schoology. For students to log into Schoology, they're going to learn.d64.org and logging in with Google. So that's the student way to do it. Again, that also can be found under My School Apps folder on their Chromebooks. There's a button that says My School Apps in their within the Chrome window. And when they click that, there's going to be one that says Schoology and they'd be able to log in with Google that way. For parents, you'll go to Schoology.com and create an account that way, and then you'd put in your parent access code.
I see a question about whether or not parents will have access to their schedule. Teachers are planning to email schedules. We have a training for teachers tomorrow on how to create these schedules. And then tomorrow afternoon, evening, or Wednesday morning, you should receive something from your child's teacher about that.
Yes, so they will be available for sure Thursday morning, hopefully communicated out earlier. And the teachers will go over that daily schedule with students and what that's going to look like and how to guide them through the day and when to enter into synchronized learning. The parent access codes for Schoology can be found on the PowerSchool parent portal.
Under the remote learning tab.
Thank you. Okay, so if that's all for today, again, please feel free to reach out to Paul, Ms. Brito, or myself if you have any other questions that we can help you with. Again, Paul will be available tomorrow, 9 to 4, with any troubleshooting issues if you have any device concerns. And thank you so much for your patience as we navigate through this unprecedented time. The teachers are really excited and eager to start working with students again and really get them engaged with some really awesome content. So thank you, and please reach out with any questions.
And thank you, Rachel and Paul, again for a third wonderful presentation. We really feel very lucky to have you at Washington.
Thank you. All right, have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking this time so late at night.